Kia ora. Let's use the same simulation to use a weak base strong acid titration. So we're going to have the weak base as ammonia at 0.1 mole per litre, and we are going to use 10 milliliters. Our titrant, which will be in the burette, is actually HCl, and that'll be 0.1 mole per litre as well. My equipment options, because I want to go past the end point, this will be 25 milliliters, and I'm using methyl orange as my indicator. So let's begin the titration, and that tells you what it's about. Let's get started. If I open the lab book, notice that my pH before I start adding any acid is 11.12. Now, if I add 1 milliliter at a time, notice that it's dropping. Notice that because this is a basic solution, it is yellow. And I can show my titration curve. Notice that there's a sharp drop before it gets to the buffer region, and it becomes a little bit more gentle. As I keep on adding, if I go down to 9 mils, I'll now have smaller bits of acid added, and notice that it's still dropping. And as I get to 10 mils, the color has changed. It's a little bit beyond 10 now, but that is the equivalence point. So that's the pH, and notice it happened at 10 milliliters. Now that I'm past the equivalence point, I'll just add more acid, and notice that I've now added, okay, you can't see over there, I've added 20 mils, and the pH is 1.48. So let's redo this using a slightly concentrated ammonia. So I'll again choose weak base ammonia, but let's now say I'm going to use 1.5. So there's 1.5, and I'll have 10 mils of it. My acid, I'll still leave the concentration of 0.1. I will have more acid because I want to go past the end point, and I'll again use methyl orange. So we'll start, and notice when I open this that the pH is actually a little bit higher than last time because I've got a little bit more concentrated ammonia in here. So if I now add 1 milliliter at a time, and I now add smaller aliquots at a time, then notice I've gone past 10 mils, but I have not got anywhere near my end point. So if I've got my titration curve, I'm still over there, even though I'm past the 10 mils. So I'm going to add 1 again, and now you can see it wants to start dropping. So I'll just add my 0.2 milliliters at a time, and then notice now we've come to that cliff face and the color has changed. So the differences here are that I have now got a higher pH to start off with because it's more concentrated, and I needed more acid to get the same amount of moles of acid to neutralize my base. Have fun exploring using the unknown base. So if I go back to menu, explore pyridine or explore other and then an unknown, and you can for other change the pKb to whatever you like and see how it affects the concentration. Kia ora, have fun.